Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
Hopefully things are going well for you guys. As for me, welcome to the Gamer Man's Lounge. And of course, this is a commentary video, and it's going to be one of those commentary videos where I talk about like multiple topics at a time. And I go ahead, just pick a specific topic, go to town, say my piece, and then basically go on. And I wind up doing like, let's just say, like two or probably more than two topics to touch on, which is kind of how I've been wanting to go on with my commentary videos from now on because I got other videos to work on. But anyway, after today's commentary video, I'm going to go ahead and end it off with a channel update, so stick around. I want to go ahead and talk about physical media. Now, physical media is not going to go down without a fight, because here's the thing. There's going to be more and more people kind of like traditionally relying on physical media from left and right, even though there are people trying to wean people off from getting people into getting digital copies of games or movies and going to digital stuff. People are more traditionalist towards physical media, and it has been like that for years and years and down throughout generations and generations, okay? We may have those wonderful things like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime Video, all right, and then you have Crunchyroll, High Dive for your anime stuff, Funimation, whatnot. But, however, here's the thing. People are stooping to more traditionalist stuff. As a matter of fact, here's another thing. There is stuff that is exclusive to physical versions of animes and shows. Stuff that streaming platforms like even High Dive or Crunchyroll would wind up bothering to have. And especially when we're talking about anime shows that will wind up being no-shows for any streaming platforms, especially High Dive, all right, you can still get a hold of the Blu-rays, all right? There's Queen's Blade 1 and 2, which you can get a hold of, like the first 2 seasons of Queen's Blade on Blu-ray, all right? They're rare, but they're rare. But here's another thing. If we're talking about a show like Interspecies Reviewers that gets all of a sudden pulled from simulcast from underneath people's feet, but someone got a hold of the rights to release the show on Blu-ray disc or any DVD disc or any form of physical media, this is where people are going to wind up getting a hold of a Blu-ray player just so they can get their hands on Interspecies Reviewers. So, is physical media going to wind up dead? Not without a fight. It's going to put up a good fight. There's people going to be wanting to be more traditionalist towards physical media from left and right. And there's like other reasons as to why you're going to wind up going with physical media eventually. But however, if physical media were to get assassinated, it wouldn't surprise me. Because people would go ahead and try and kind of like assassinate physical media so that way they could get more and more people over to digital distribution because reasons involving what would make the corporations more money. As a matter of fact, let me tell you something. We were going to wind up eventually needing a Blu-ray player, and I came to that realization when it comes to shows like Queen's Blade. But then when you have the situation that went down with Interspecies Reviewers and how Right Stuff got the rights to basically release that show on Blu-ray, it was like, okay, definitely something. We're going to have to eventually, in one point in time, wind up with the Blu-ray player. And another thing I have to understand, there's going to be more and more, of course there's going to be people traditionalist towards physical media, but rather than considering Disney Plus, which is not going to be interesting for everyone, I'm not even a Disney fanatic. I'm kind of like fatigued with Disney. So I'm not going to bother with Disney Plus. I'm not going to bother with anything related to Disney at all. But however, if we are to talk about something like, say, shows like Queen's Blade or Miss Hokusai or let's just say shows like Boogie Pop Phantom, like the not the new Boogie Pop show, but Boogie Pop Phantom that was like around the 2000s. Something like that. And then there's something like Galaxy Angel Rune. Yeah, that show is apparently rare, even to frickin' find on pirate sites. Not that I condone piracy. And another thing what I want to go ahead and say about is pirate sites, yeah, they could be subject to copyright takedowns, but another thing that people don't understand is that, yeah, I know, get an ad blocker or something like that, but what if people like click in bad links and then they ended up getting viruses from it? Or let's just say they get a virus from an ad. Like I said, people will wind up with ad blockers when it comes to these kinds of sites. I get it. Like I said, I don't condone piracy, but I'm just bringing up like the issues when you're like downloading games, especially through like emulators and ROMs, through pirated ROM and emulator sites. And you also have Nintendo kind of like putting games in cartridges still, and I think thanks to that, when it comes to like buying a physical game on Nintendo Switch, yes, it's gonna wind up saving space on your SD card or on your storage, because when it's placed on a cart, the game's gonna be packed in the cart from left and right, unless someone decides, oh yeah, we're gonna make people download like 25 gigabytes worth of stuff into their Nintendo Switch when they get their physical copy. Like, say, something like, what was that? Resident Evil, or that new trilogy that became a train wreck. But this leads me right into bringing up a story that I wanted to get, like, a physical copy of Samurai Showdown for the Switch, so I could save memory on my SD card. And that was way before the game was, like, being announced for Steam. And the game was, like, at the time being, like, timed exclusive at the Epic Game Store. However, I did have that same idea for Shin Megami Tensei 5. So, yeah, if I were to basically go ahead and get Shin Megami Tensei 5 in physical format, I would be saving memory on my Switch SD card. Could physical media die eventually? Yes. But not killed maturely. It probably will be assassinated and will be taken down prematurely. I was suspecting how video game rentals were being, like, assassinated and taken down because I read, like, articles related to corporations going after rental stores like Blockbuster or Hollywood Video, something along the lines like that. And I've been having a hunch when it came to used game sales being assassinated from left and right. Actually tried to be assassinated. Like, I remember there was, like, the online pass stuff and then the online DRM stuff when it came to Xbox. So what's going to basically happen here is that physical media is going to wind up putting up a fight until someone decides to come up with something, and that something gets pushed, and guess what? The freaking physical media thing gets flatlined entirely thanks to somebody doing something. I get there's the situation like the whole online DRM stuff going on with PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X, even in physical medias. I know that whole C-bomb situation got patched out over on PS4. But, however, here is the thing. When you have something like interspecies reviewers getting a physical release on Blu-ray formats, and then you have shows like Queen's Blade being only accessible through Blu-ray disc, and then you have a use for like Blu-ray players from left and right consistently as of right now, it's putting up a fight. Physical media is going to wind up putting up a fight. However, at the end of the day, we do got to do a wait and see thing. All right? That's something we can all agree with. We'll do a little wait and see how things work. But hey, with physical media being very traditionalist throughout years and years, that can be a thing. That's a possibility. So, myself, just a gamer man in the gamer man's lounge chillin', deciding to give months and months to try out Genshin Impact. Now, so far, don't get me wrong, Genshin Impact is a fun game. It's a great game with great design, a great big open world, some fun gameplay, great beautifully orchestrated music, great characters, great storyline. Alright, it's great. Like, the gameplay's great, the story's great, graphics great, characters are great, they're fun to try out and play as. However, I do have one major gripe, and it's not with anything related to, like, gameplay. This is something related more to the gacha system, which is why I wanted to get everything else about Genshin Impact out of the way to make room for the gacha system, because that's going to be like a big main topic to talk about in terms of Genshin Impact, is basically its gacha system. Now, remember how Genshin Impact is a gacha game? Yes, it is a free-to-play gacha game. However, this game and other gacha game ends up kind of like neglecting two things. One being, you even have to earn your microtransaction money. You have to make it to where the game goes good to the player. Now, number two, there's other games and other characters to basically shrimp for. Now, here's what Genshin Impact's gacha works. One, you have a limited time banner. Well, actually, 2 limited time banners now, because there's going to be 2 character event limited banners now, and then there's like a event limited weapons banner, and then there's like a normal banner. However, the max rare, the 5-star characters in the normal banner has been basically the same. Chi-Chi, Keqing, Mona, Deluxe, Jean. And hopefully I didn't leave anyone out. And hopefully I didn't go and fuck up any characters' pronunciations. Oh boy. But anyway, it's been the same selection for like months and months and months. There has been no new additional 5-star max rare characters added to the normal banner. You want brand new 5-star characters? They're locked behind time-limited event banners. And yes, these characters are in their regular outfits. It's not like one of those little seasonal edition, like, say, how Fate Grand Order has, like, Swimsuit Lancer Tamamo no Mai. That's a seasonal event limited character. Max rare, of course. But the new characters are in their regular outfits. They're brand new. But guess what? You have a short amount of time to unlock them and play as them. And good luck, because if the timer runs out and you were not luckily able to get a hold of that character, especially how much money you poured into that game, you're SOL. You better pray for that character to get a rerun or something. And maybe you'll get your second chance. But guess what? If you still don't have luck in that rerun, you may be SOL. Oh well, this sucks. So it kind of feels like they're trying to do this sense of urgency just to get people to basically even whale dollars, especially more and more dollars than they can afford into this game. So yeah, this is kind of like the idea here. Create this sense of urgency from left and right. But however, if you do manage to go ahead, plan ahead, and then go ahead and farm as much Prima Gems from left and right, and then secure and guarantee like plenty of like gacha 10 pulls in that seasonal event, you might be good. Understandable. But here's the thing. People are given one chance to get a hold of a brand new character, especially one that's not even already out for like months and months. Here's the thing. Whenever there's like a new character in a gacha game that I also play, these new characters are available 24/7 for you to go in and unlock. If this game can go and do that, then my question here is, why can't Genshin do something like that? I know a whole lot of people are going to say, hey, this game's going to be bigger and bigger, and there's going to wind up eventually becoming cut content to fit into the mobile version. Then why did you even bother to have something like Genshin Impact available in the mobile game space? Now, keep in mind, I am well aware about Trials of Mana getting a mobile port. It got ported to iOS and Android. Okay, yes, I'm well aware of that. But however, at the same time, we're going to be taking a look at something like Genshin Impact. Now, even though that situation became the straw that broke the camel's back for gacha games, I'll go ahead and briefly mention the anniversary rewards stuff and the anniversary stuff that went down. Yeah, I will agree, people went too far with it. However, I'm not going to go into detail with that, even though bygones are not going to be bygones on this one. Absolutely, I'll come to an agreement. Even though we could all agree people went a little too extreme with it. Actually, people went more extreme than little. But people get frustrated. Alright, here's the thing. But, however, when you're doing something like locking your brand new characters behind a time-limited event banner and giving people one chance, and, like, that's just it, and kind of like running people SOL if people are not lucky enough to get that time-limited character, people are going to wind up getting frustrated. Actually, scratch that. More frustrated than ever. And of course, this is where MiHoYo has to be very careful when it comes to locking characters behind time-limited event banners. Because doing something like this too much, and especially when we're going to be winding up from out of nowhere advertisements featuring characters from past banners that have already expired, which has happened to me when I got a Genshin ad on YouTube featuring Eula, which her banner expired on, and I'm waiting on that rerun banner, hoping that she get a rerun banner. And really, another thing I want to go ahead and say is that if they go ahead and decide to do a mix and match banner where they have like 2 5-star characters in the same banner, probably not a good idea. Now, I know full well, I did peeked into it. There's already most talk saying about how those 2 rerun characters are going to be put in separate banners when it is the case. I do understand that. I hope it is that way. But, however, you don't want to go and mix and match 2 time-limited event characters, because guess what? It's going to lead to, like, character A's and character B's collecting dust from left and right, and it's going to backfire badly. At the end of the day, MiHoYo is going to have to consider giving players more of a chance. If they have to, they're going to wind up having to open up another normal banner, and we could have like 2 normal banners carrying separate amounts of 5-star characters. If there's other games where there's characters available to unlock 24/7, if they can do something like that, then MiHoYo can do that with Genshin Impact. If, like, say there's other gacha games where there's like super rare or max rare characters that were like time limited but then get moved over to normal banners eventually, guess what? If they can do that, MiHoYo can do that with Genshin Impact. And here's the thing. Genshin Impact has been raking in billions and billions and billions of dollars. Like, they have been getting like billions of dollars from the Hu Tao banner, the Raiden Shogun banner, even Hu Tao's rerun banner. Genshin Impact has been a really big maker in billions and billions of dollars. Especially has been getting a whole lot of App of the Year awards with Google and other app stores. And another thing to keep in mind, people are already going a little bit paranoid because MiHoYo also went ahead and announced a new game called Honkai Star Rail, and they're even working on Genshin Impact. And it kind of puts people on the edge, me included, kind of wondering what's going to happen to Genshin Impact in favor for Honkai Star Rail. So yeah, Genshin Impact, not only that, but other gacha games need to be careful with how the gachas work. Because the situation's going to basically cause something to happen, and it may not be pleasant, and it's going to wind up involving players wanting to get into the game, or people wanting to play the game. People could wind up burning out, people could turn the other cheek and go to a different game. I get that it's a gacha game, I get that it's free to play, but there needs to be a line being drawn, and things should be treated carefully, because This could create burnout, or it's going to be a deal killer. Anyway, that's going to do it with today's commentary video. Now I'm going to go ahead and end it off with a channel update. The holiday special is done and will be uploaded and available to you on the 22nd of December, being a Wednesday. I'm going to be taking Christmas Eve off. You won't see a video on Christmas Eve because, well, Christmas stuff. And not only that, I want to make room for the New Year special and also go through my backlog and figure out the games of 2021 from left and right. Anyway, with that off my chest, I'm going to go ahead and get on going. That is all, and I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out. This is nothing but a video product made by a fellow gamer man. Ayo!